Hey crafters, this is Paulette in Missouri, and I have placed a very small My Favorite Things die order. I mainly needed to get the metal shim so I could use it with my loopy bloom die. And My Favorite Things has been having a sale going for a couple of months. So go and check that out. They've got dies with matching stamps, and then they've got just some dies. And so this spiderweb die normally runs $29.99, and it was on sale for $15. I have been looking at the spiderweb dies for a couple of seasons, and I just felt like they were always too expensive or they were too small. And this one fits on a A2 sized card, so it fits just, you know, under the 4 1/4 and 5 1/2 inches, and I just love it. And look at that little spider. He is about 1 3/4 inches long, and so cute. I love it. These dies come attached with a little bit of webbing in 2 little places, and I went ahead and snipped those off just with my little wire cutters. And then I have a very rude fingernail file that I keep in my craft studio just to file those little areas down. Be really careful. I cut the tip of my finger last night when I did some of this on the hibiscus. I did my spider first, and then I did the hibiscus bloom. And I felt of it in the same place one too many times and cut my finger. So be really careful because that metal is sharp. The hibiscus bloom is normally $10.99, and it was on sale for $2.75. I got it for this really cute leaf. I want to use that on some fall projects, and I didn't think I could pass it up. And this is the center of the flower, and you could use that for very small blooms as well. Super cute. So here are those die pieces. Now, I use very, very inexpensive cardstock. I get my cardstock at Walmart and Staples, and at Michael's I buy the Recollections, and all of that paper cardstock is 65 pounds. It just would not take the impressions from the dies very well, so I'm going to have to start investing in some nice cardstock, some good quality cardstock. I have purchased Stampin' Up! Cardstock before, and it is a nice heavy duty cardstock, and I really like it. I just don't want to spend the money. So, you know, it's gonna be one or the other, right? So that's really cute. Here's what that looks like put together. This flower has a little tab right there, and you just glue that and put that over, and that gives this flower just a little bit of dimension, as you can see right there. I think it would be really cute if you did several layers, you know, and just make them tighter and tighter and tighter the higher you get the layer. I think would be really cute. Well, I did get the metal shim. It runs $11.99, and it is a pretty good size shim. It's a little over 7 3/4, and it's 5 1/2 inches wide. It says large metal adapter plate for the dynamics, and it was $11.99, and this was the main reason for my order. I got this loopy bloom die in July, and I could not get it to cut felt, but the felt that I had purchased at that time and tried to use was like a yardage felt from Walmart, and it may not have even been you know, regular felt. It may have been like to use as snow or something, because it was very thick. This is just regular craft felt, and I had another blogger tell me to use a brand new cutting plate. You cannot use a used cutting plate with this die. Well, this plate has never cut anything but these two, and I got a very nice impression on my cutting plate, but it would not cut. That's with the metal shim and another kind of paper shim. And my machine almost would not take it through. I have the Big Shot Express. It's the electric one. So she also told me that I needed to get some wool felt, And I don't know why I didn't just order some with this order. It's not one of those things that I normally order. I have got a box full of this craft felt. So, you know, I'm trying to use it, and it just won't do it. These inside blades are not as tall as the outside blade. It would cut the outside edge very crisply and very cleanly. And even though this is just terrible, look, this is almost see-through because it is not woven together very well, and still could not get it to cut that. So I may have to invest in some wool felt and see, but I'm very skeptical at this point. The metal shim did work on all, used it on all of these thin dies here, and it worked beautifully. And it made my Cherry Lynn French pastry die cut. This die has about a 2-inch path that it cuts, and so it cut that very nicely. I'm going to have to get me some wax paper, because punching out all of this little stuff, you have to punch it out of the die, and you can see what that is. I have been filming and filming and filming. And then you have to punch it out of the die itself, the die cut and the die. And I just really don't have the patience for that. If you're doing one item, yes, but typically when I'm crafting, I'm doing for a holiday or a special season, and I can't do for one family member and not another, so I'm usually doing several. So anyway, I'm going to get wax paper next time I shop at the grocery, and that way I can run that, you know, between the die and the cardstock, and I think that will alleviate all of this sticking in the die. So anyway, as usual, if you have any questions, let me know. I still have my paper tray ink order to share, where I spent all of my birthday money. So I will have that coming up, and thank you for joining me.